Here comes the most significant iOS upgrade ever. The internet is currently buzzing with iOS 17 leaks, rumors, and other information, like a swarm of bees in a yard. There's a ton of cool stuff coming in the iOS 17 update, from better Siri to an iMessage revamp. Everything that's going to be different in Apple's upcoming iOS 17 will be discussed here. iOS 17 lock screen. With the release of iOS 16, we were finally allowed to tweak the font used for the time, add widgets, and create separate lock screens for various concentration modes. In iOS 17, new options for typography and graphical user interfaces are promised. Having the ability to customize the lock screen clock's font would be a useful addition. It's possible that a marketplace for buying and selling custom-made lock screen templates created by other iPhone owners may emerge if Apple allows users to share their lock screens. Parker Ortolani, a leaker, detailed his speculations about the future of iOS 17 in a recent post. He highlighted more customizations by sharing pictures of a possible iOS 17 interface with pill-shaped notification bars. In a tweet, he wrote, "Here is the refresh of my iOS 17 concept from last year. More customization, bunch of Siri stuff, ton of tweaks." At this point, it isn't surprising he mentioned Siri, because without improvements for Siri, iOS 17 will fall well short of expectations.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned to find out what we think Apple should change in Siri in the upcoming iOS 17 update. Revised iMessage. Twitter leaker Manjin Bu asserts that significant modifications would be made to Apple's iMessage in iOS 17. He shared on Twitter, "According with my resource, Apple is working on a new version of iMessage completely renewed. If this leak is accurate, the iMessage will feature a significant redesign with the release of iOS 17. Stability and efficiency." One of the earliest iOS 17 leaks was posted by LeaksApplePro via HowToISolve. He said this about iOS 17. "This version of iOS will focus more on stability and efficiency. In addition, as Mark Gurman had already anticipated, there are fewer resources dedicated to its development due to the launch of Apple's virtual reality headset. However, that doesn't mean that there won't be any new features in iOS 17. We will later talk about Mark Gurman's iOS 17 leaks, so don't go anywhere if you are interested." LeaksApplePro also offers up the iOS 17 codename, which is apparently Dawn.
How interesting.
He further elaborated that the iOS 17 apps that can supposedly expect minor improvements include Reminders, Files, Find My, Fitness, and the Wallet app. Whatever happens, we can anticipate solid stability and efficiency in the iOS 17 update. Super Siri. Are you aware Apple pioneered the use of voice commands in mobile devices? Now, artificial intelligence and virtual assistance technology have taken the globe by storm, and Apple needs to jump on the train and create something truly revolutionary. Let's use ChatGPT as an illustration. This supercomputer is capable of whatever you can throw at it.
Yeah, really.
It's come to stay, like a hangover. It's not going away soon. According to recent reports, both Google and Microsoft are incorporating self-learning technologies. Although Apple has fallen far behind in this race, it is never too late to come up with a game-changing concept. There is room for improvement in Siri, and the upcoming iOS 17 upgrade will do just that. So if you will be happy to see Siri improve in the coming iOS 17 update, then leave a like. Third-party app stores. A recent report suggests that with iOS 17, Apple will open up the iPhone, allowing for non-Apple App Store app distribution, non-Apple Pay NFC touchless payments, and browsers that don't have to use Apple's WebKit rendering engine.
Cool. That's cool.
This leak is from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, where he stated in a blog post, "Apple Incorporated is preparing to allow alternative app stores on its iPhones and iPads, part of a sweeping overhaul aimed at complying with strict European Union requirements coming in 2024. All of this is required under the new Digital Markets Act (DDMA) in the European Union and is expected to affect just iPhones running iOS 17 in those countries. Whatever the changes are, Apple should implement them worldwide. Of course, Apple will do the bare minimum required to meet DMA compliance requirements. Apple would be wise to abide by this new rule since it is being investigated for antitrust violations in the United States and several other markets. Apple could avoid even stricter remedies in other regions if it provided the same solution that satisfied EU regulators. The new rules in iOS 17 will make the operating system more user-friendly. So if you're interested in learning more about the upcoming iOS 17 update for iPhone, subscribe to this channel because we've got some great content coming up about iOS 17. Publication date. At Worldwide Developers Conference 2023 in June, Apple is expected to reveal and showcase iOS 17. The release of new versions of iOS has been quite constant throughout the last many years. 1. iOS 14, Wednesday, September 16th, 2020. 2. iOS 15, Monday, September 20th, 2021. 3. iOS 16, Monday, September 12th, 2022. Nevertheless, before that happens, Apple will release a number of beta versions of iOS 17 for testing, starting with the first developer beta on the day of WWDC 2023. Since you know when to expect the iOS 17 update, you may wonder if your device can support this new update. If you are, then the next leak is for you. iOS 17 supported devices. To the best of our knowledge, iOS 17 will only be compatible with the iPhone XS and later models. The iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and iPhone X are also on shaky grounds. They might not make it, but if they do, they'll have another year of software updates at no cost. Unfortunately, Apple doesn't have a rigid system in place where iPhones stop receiving updates after a certain number of years. Nevertheless, you won't be able to update to iOS 17 if you use an iPhone 7, iPhone SE, or any iPhone that preceded these models. We can't wait to get our hands on iOS 17 after hearing so much about it through various leaks. If you, like us, are excited to learn more about the upcoming iOS 17 upgrade before its official release, then check out this video. iOS 17 features everything so far.